Look at this. What a beautiful morning. Nice day for a sail. Unfortunately, it'll be the last sail of the year for me because today I'm taking Roquetta to Foy to have her lifted out so I can do some maintenance. I have to say that quietly in case she hears me. Well, it's a beautiful day in Loo Bay. Not a breath of wind, sadly. I'll say not a breath, not very much. Very smooth sea, as you can see. Not much going on there at all, really. Lovely day though, not cold. Of course, the downer of there not being enough wind is I've got to spend the entire day listening to the engine hammering away, but I come up on the forepeak now just to do that. Foredeck. So we're on our way to Foy to get lifted out. First I'm going to have the mast taken down. I'm going to try and do a time lapse for that. Because the maintenance list this year is just massive. When I put the boat in the water last year, my mission really was to complete all the things that were in dire need, and everything else would wait until this year, and I knew there would be a big list. I've got to fit a new mast step, which I've made already over the summer. I've got to fit it. I've got to recondition the cabin top here because it leaks, and in fact the leaks are hard to find, you know, so it's reached the point now where I need to strip the sheathing off it. Strip everything off the top of the cabin top, strip the sheathing off, treat the wood there as best I can with penetrating epoxy, replace anything that's rotten, and then I'm thinking about just sheathing the whole thing, and maybe on the cabin sides using just one thin tissue and fiberglass so it's hard to see but does the job. So I've got that to do. I've got about 3 through hulls to remove completely, and 1 to maybe relocate or maybe just rework because the log that I've got, the through hull for that is leaking. It was kind of stuffed in quickly, really. Not badly leaking, but it's leaking. I've got to refurbish the cockpit because that's in a terrible state. And there's nails sticking up out of it and things. Just stuff that is long overdue. But I just wanted to go sailing this year, and it's mission accomplished. You know, I have definitely been sailing this year. I'm going to try and have it out in the boatyard for as little time as I possibly can. Maybe 3 months or something, I don't know, we'll see. And of course I've got to investigate the stern gear, which is leaking. It's not the stern gland, which I repacked before I launched. That's lovely. It's somewhere between, it's where the log is in the hull, it's where the prop shaft passes through the hull. Somewhere in there's a problem. It could just be the cutlass bearing and its carrier that's not seated or not sealed properly. Could be that. We'll find out, won't we? So I've got that to do. That'll mean realigning the engine, of course. I've got an electric bilge pump which I put in hurriedly. I need to fit that properly. I've got to refit the galley because I've never liked that. It's all minging in there, just really old and wobbly tiles, and just horrible. And a few other major projects, so quite a few things to do, which I'm sort of looking forward to. I've of course got to get a job as well, so it's all kind of stacking up a little bit. And I'm not happy that I've got to get the boat out. I'm not happy, but it is what it is. I knew that this year I would have to get the boat out, but I'm going to try and make it so that once I've done that, I can leave it in for a couple of years. One of the benefits of living in England, for anyone that's not in England and watches this, is the tidal range is such that if you need to re-anti-foul your boat, you can just dry it out alongside a harbour wall or alongside a pier or something, or a jetty. If you're careful, you can just dry it out there and re-anti-foul it, scrape it off, re-anti-foul it in one tide, and then turn it around, do the other side or something. So you don't have to have it lifted out for that. So as long as the hull is sound, I should be able to put it in the water and leave it there forever. But we'll see. Anyway, it's been an amazing season. I've had an absolutely great time. I've been up and down the West Country, Next year, without any doubt, when I launch next year, I am going to the Scillies. It's my mission. I made Eddystone Light, that was one of my missions. Made it there. Made lots of improvements to the boat, and I have got ahead quite a little bit. Speaking of heads, typically on the last sail, on the last day of the season, the heads have stopped working. It's not flushing anymore. God. I've got a seal kit for it. I can fix it, but I wish it would work just for the next 24 hours. What am I going to do? Anyway, I stayed on the boat last night at the mooring so that I could get away early today, and I'll be staying on the boat tonight after the mast has been struck, so that tomorrow morning first thing I can get the boat hauled. Busy old day. Cornish coastline, look, it's just beautiful. When the weather's like this, it's almost serene. Here I am back in Foy. I think what I love about cruising around the place, going on holiday on your boat, or just going out for a day sail, is arriving somewhere like this. It just, every time I come here, I think how beautiful it is, you know. Just lovely, peaceful place. People buggering about on their boats. As you can see, I've taken the boom off, pulled out all the electrics, taken the sail off the forestay there, and bagged both of those there down below. Taken all the split pins out of the bottle screws. I'm pretty much ready to go. All I've got to do is put the stands up fore and aft, and I'll be ready. What I'm going to do is get in the dinghy now and go and make contact at the boatyard and make sure they're still expecting me, and that everything is going to be hunky-dory when I get there. Yeah, here we are. Foy, lovely, isn't it? Well, that went well. There she is. I'm really deeply saddened by the fact that it's coming out. I don't know why, but she's being lifted out. I feel like boats go to boatyards to die, you know, they just stay there. Roquetta won't stay there. Yeah, anyway. So I had the mast struck at Foy Boatyard by Graham. When you're getting something like having the mast taken down done, it is extremely stressful. You know, no matter how you try and pass it off and, you know, blag it and try and be sort of, it's a big deal, because the slightest mistake, and it's very, very expensive to put right, and the damage. So what you need when you get the mast lifted is someone who's knowledgeable, knows what he's doing, relaxed, happy to see you, doesn't rip you off, and all the rest of it. And Graham is exactly that man. He did a great job there. No sooner was I there than, you know, sort of 40 minutes later it was all done. No stress, no issue at all, tied up alongside. He's patient, knows exactly what he's doing, and that's the result. There it is, look. The mast is laid across the deck nicely there. Nothing damaged, nothing broken. And what I'm going to do is get it lifted out and stored like that so that I can build a little shelter over the top of it to work under for the winter. I say the winter, I'm not planning to have it out of the water for the whole winter. I'm hoping that 3 months of solid graft before I get a job, and I should be able to get it somewhere near it. I have to get it lifted because I've got stuff to do with the hull and the stern gear, but once that's done, anything else that I've not quite finished won't really matter, because I can get it lifted in and finish the rest with it afloat over the next however many years. I'd rather get it all done, but I'll just get as far as I can, and when it looks like the money's going to run out, I'll get it lifted in, because I don't want it to get stuck at the boatyard. So tomorrow morning it's up at the crack of dawn, and take the spring tide all the way up to St Winnow, where Frank, who knows Graham I believe, will lift it out and stick it back in its little slot, and that'll be that. Result.